What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Unturned Survival Guide video series. In the last episode, we talked about advanced base design, what I think maybe arguably is the best base design if you have a large team. But today what we're going to do is we're going to discuss another water-based design that would be a little bit more easy for you guys to probably achieve, because it's not going to require that much from you guys in terms of like resources, and it's pretty simple to achieve. Now the only thing is that you run into a lot of situations where somebody could easily raid you, and that's probably the biggest thing that you're going to find yourself having an issue with, is that people are going to easily be able to get into your base, raid your base. And let's just talk about a little bit more reasonable base design for maybe a multiplayer server for you guys. Now what I'm going to suggest you do is build down into the water a little bit so that they can't run on the walkway. They can't crouch or anything like that. They're pretty limited in what they can do. And maybe you can build walls up from there, because there's a couple different things that you want to kind of watch out for. But this base design is going to be very simple. It's going to be a little bit easier. I'm just doing this to kind of give you guys some ideas of what you could do in terms of base designs. And now I'm sure a lot of people actually already probably are aware of some of this stuff, but I just want to make sure that I bring some easier videos, easier base designs for you guys to kind of get used to. So this doesn't take a lot of effort in order to make these walls, and by doing this, they still can't swim up on the side, so you're still down in the water just enough to where they can't run, but just high enough to where they can't like swim up onto your platform going out, because you don't want them to be able to easily swim out. So we're making this single walkway, because what this allows us to do is essentially, kill. Oh, I just fell off. Kill people as they come down. It's very limited. It's a narrow space. It'll be very easy for you to defend. Maybe you make this base by some major city, and you have enough defense to where you can go out, raid the city, come back, and maybe your base is still intact and nobody has gotten in yet. Because the idea is that you want to make sure that you make the best base so that you can leave, and when you come back, people can't get into your base. Now what you could do is, there's a couple different things. Now you could have this one walkway coming out and a door and a basic base, or what you could do is delete this walkway and instead have a ramp. Now you can take this ramp and you can place it down on the back side of the base. So essentially they would have to swim out here to get up into your base and go from there. This is a pretty I've already messed this up. This is a pretty easy base design to achieve, because what this will allow you to do is have a very limited angle in which they can approach, and so you can still defend it fairly easily. But it's a little bit better than the single walkway, because essentially they have to swim out to you still. So that's kind of the goal, is to make it as hard as we possibly can for them to get to your base. So just kind of keep in mind, imagine it that this walkway is gone, and I'll kind of show you what I'm thinking here. Now this is a pretty easy base design to build. It definitely takes a little bit of time to actually get rid of all the stuff once you've actually made it. But what you want to do is you want to leave one space. You want to leave one space so that they have to come up the ramp and then do something at the door. So you could be in a window and shoot down at them or something like that, and it'll just give you a little bit more time to defend your base and make it a little bit harder on them. Now the only thing is that, like I said, generally when you're making a base like this, you want to build further out into the water. You don't want to have this little of a walkway, because that's going to allow them to easily get to you by building their own. That's a nade, right? Yeah, by building their own walkway out to you. So you want to definitely make sure that you go to great lengths to defend your base and make it as hard as possible. Like, that's kind of what I'm pretty much trying to stress here. Make it as hard as possible for them to raid you. I'm just going to delete this just so you guys can kind of get the idea here of what I'm thinking for a base design. Hopefully throwing it out that far, yeah, that'll work. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, and you have to kind of do it at a weird angle to get the grenades to actually destroy the base. They're a little interesting. And you gotta, obviously get a lot of damage done to these platforms for it to work as well. But I don't want to eliminate the stuff closest to my base here, because I don't want to. There we go. Okay, please don't destroy it. Okay. So just imagine with me that you're further out into the water. It's a little bit easier for you to defend from here. So like I said, let's just build this up a little bit here so we can see kind of what this looks like. So we're gonna want to put our pillars up, and we want to keep this one platform in front here, the one floor, so that they have to come out a little bit to get into your base. Now what you could do is you could also additionally make another wall here, like another doorway that they have to go through, and so you make it even harder for them. They have to break down 2 things, and then maybe that gives you enough time to get down into your base and kill them before they can break any more. And then it's also a very good thing to make sure you have reserves of wood in your base that you can quickly repair. So if you're getting raided and you have like an onslaught of people coming at you, you can defend against them. So I'm going to go ahead and make I made too many. Make a staircase, which is 316. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video, these videos. I'm trying to do what I can to make them as cool for you as possible, but still give you some cool ideas. So what you can do, let's say that you want to have an additional doorway for them to go through. You can make it harder for them by like kind of making these cube walls, and so if they spend time maybe breaking down one of these side walls, they just essentially waste their time, and it gives you more time to get down into your base and kill them before they get through like the main security feature. Now most people will know that if there's a door and there's a doorway around it, that's what they're going to go for first. They're not going to waste their time going through a wall on the side. They're going to go through the doorway. So just keep in mind that, I should have given myself 2 of those. Just keep in mind, too, that doorways are usually a little bit weaker than doors, especially if you put like a metal door, which is what you want to lock. So if you put a metal door down here to lock your door so they can't get in, you want to make sure you have metal doors, obviously, so they can't get in. They could just break this down easily and get around. So you want to make sure that you go to the effort of making metal walls. In my opinion, that's the best thing that you can do. So let's say that we've got this as our base right here, and we want to make sure that we can defend against the people who are raiding you. So we want to make this second story here. And so when you make this second story, obviously you can just kind of seal it off like this. And then you can have... the only thing, though, is that they could build a ladder up to here. So you got to go to great lengths to defend it. So that's why I usually like to do the false walls in the front, at least 2 high. So we would essentially do some more pillars here. And I'll just kind of show you what it looks like. Let's do like 12, I think, is what we need. We would do this because if they build the ladder up and they start breaking down the second floor wall, well, that's pretty easy for them to get into your base at that point. I mean, you just went through the effort of making metal doors and metal walls, and they just climb up a little bit and break in very easily. And so what I tend to do is make these false walls. So if you ever see like our videos and we're referring to false walls or something like that, this is what I'm talking about. You make these little cube shaped things with your walls, and you just essentially give yourself additional time to where they'd have to break through this now to get to you. So at this point, what we would do is we would have another staircase that goes up. So we have our three stories, which is a pretty good kind of thing to start with for defense. Now, pretty much the only thing that's a problem with any of these base designs is the fact that if they build some very simple ladders to get up to you, well, that pretty much like rules out most of what you just tried to do. But you can see, like, let's say we had a window right here. We can see them coming up onto this little platform right here and kill them before they get into your walls. So that's why you want to have that additional platform. You don't want to just have this one ramp that's connected to your base, because they could just swim up your ramp, punch your door down, and get into your base very easily. Now, like I said, the other big thing to be concerned about is that if you build this close to the land, what they can do is just build out a floor out to you and then just break down this wall back here, and they're in your base. So that's why you want to build further out so that you don't have to worry about that. The water definitely plays a vital role because they can't run in your base, they can't crouch, they can't lie down. It's very important in my opinion, but you have to get it right, because if you take it too deep, then they're going to easily be able to do certain things to get into your base. So this is just another simple base design that will give you ability to you know, to protect yourself a little bit longer. It's a little bit more simple than that one. It doesn't require you to be online all the time because you have this ramp, and so, you know, it's a little bit easier of a base design, but it's still pretty effective in my opinion. Now what you could do additionally is make a hole that comes off here at the top. Like let's just do it just to show you so you can see what it looks like. You could make a hole that comes off, and what that will allow you to do is shoot down at them a little easier, because what you're going to wind up having is something that looks like this. So you have an overview, so you can see down into your door. So that's another important thing to think about. But at that point, like I said, what they're going to be able to do is just build 2 ladders up and get into your base. So you gotta go above and beyond to protect your base if you're trying to survive as long as you possibly can on a multiplayer server. So hopefully, you guys find this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, this will help you design a base, maybe give you some ideas, kind of change up what you've been trying to do or what you have been doing. Now, like I said in the last video, some of the things that you might want to think about is a base worth it? Because the bigger the base, the bigger the target. Or could you just find a good spot to hide your stuff around the map? There's various different things that you can think about when making a base or when trying to survive that maybe you didn't think about before. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.